Happy Memorial Day. You ready to work out? We're going to get after it today. So you guys can join me along for a body doubling session, which is a fancy way of saying I'm going to work out. You can do your own workout or you can follow along with this workout. Specifically, I'm going to be doing a kind of physical therapy oriented shoulder and hip protocol I got from Dr. Andy Noel. Shout out to Dr. Andy at Motive Method. He's been my PT for the last couple of months and really been enjoying the work. Again, you can either do this, you can ask questions, we can modify. You can also just do your own workout, especially for Memorial Day. I wanted to offer up some accountability. I'm going to just get live here on TikTok as well. I'm also, this is kind of like a pop-up, so there's a little bit of an impromptu. I'm going to be doing our normal office hours tomorrow at the scheduled time, which is going to be 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. Let's see here. Boom. Let's get live here. And yeah, feel free to ask questions, join along for the workout if you want to. I can give you guys modifications as we need it, but the whole point is just to get you guys moving for Memorial Day. Again, happy Memorial Day to everybody. If you have questions on the products, if you're watching on Amazon Live or TikTok Shop on the products that I have here, feel free to drop questions. If you guys want to see what I'm talking about, I'll drop the link in the comments. We also have it in the description as well. And I'll also put up our website. So if you guys want to get some support on what coaching and all this looks like, we got great options. And fun fact, tomorrow, I'm actually really excited. In honor of Memorial Day, I'm going to be giving away our barbecue cookbook for free, the Kindle edition, our 28-day reset, and our slow cooker. All of them are going to be free, available tomorrow, Tuesday, May 26th on Amazon, the Kindle editions. So make sure you check that out during the, it's just literally going to be for the day tomorrow. Okay. So if you're watching this live, come back tomorrow. You're going to see the Kindle editions of all the books on Amazon Live, free, all that good stuff. Now, what we're going to do, if you guys have ever watched my stuff, you'll know that I like to warm up when possible first on the physio ball. It's my way of kind of getting some coordination, some balance, and even some jujitsu fun in when I'm not getting into the actual gym. And then we do some shadow boxing to get the upper body kind of integrated as well. So I'm going to start my timer here on my watch as far as the workout routine. Uh-oh. No, my battery just died. Don't do that. No way. Literally, I was like, you know what? I think I can not charge it and I'll get away with it until the workout's over. But my battery actually, oh, it's just resetting. Okay. I'm surprised that I had to reset. Maybe there's an upgrade that I was unaware of. But we're going to start the workout. If you guys are using, again, a clock or anything like that, get that started. We got the fun rocking here. Hey, y'all. Just saying hey in the comments. Let me get my timer started. I'm going to start my PT app. Here we go. Workout. Tracking our functional training. And again, you can track all this also if you have the LOF app. You can track all of this fun stuff. Or if you want to get the LOF app, you can go to our website. I'll walk you through that whole process. All right, we got the timer going. I'm going to do about 3 minutes. Again, just balancing on the ball. I like to go through, I got my weighted vest on to add another fun layer here. I like to just go through different kind of positioning, coordination, stability, kind of shifting my weight, balancing on the ball. It's great not only for warm up and core activation. The other cool part that I talked about with Dr. Henry from Apex Brain Center the other week, we put out some content on, is when you do core training and stability and vestibular training, fancy way of saying working on your balance and stability, it enhances your actual brain chemistry, especially for those with ADHD, or if you're dealing with like traumatic brain injuries, concussions, stuff like that. Obviously, talk to your doctor. This isn't medical advice, but a lot of the coordination, balance, and core training exercises can massively help and support your brain development and your recovery time and your overall productivity. I'm sure those of you watching on Memorial Day today may not be working. Hopefully you're enjoying the day off, but you can do this on a day-to-day basis. It's great. And if you're about to go to a barbecue, have some fun, get a little exercise in. I just put up a post as well on nutrition around enjoying the holidays and days like today. And then tomorrow we're going to go more into specifically how you can enjoy the summertime in a sustainable fashion, the plan, the systems around that. I'm going to go into the whole breakdown of that tomorrow, 6:05 p.m. Eastern time on our office hours. And you can check the blog post and all that fun stuff. All right, so we got about a minute and a half in. Got about another minute and a half here. However you guys want to warm up, I'm, again, just using the physio ball, kind of shifting my balance here. And I'm going to get my coffee in as well. The true test of how much balance you guys, can you drink coffee while you're bouncing on the ball. What I think I'm going to do, just so you guys can kind of see here what's going down. Look at this. We got our physio ball balance here off the ground, being able to get that coordination. Boom. It's one of my favorite things to do to, again, just get my lower body and my core integrated for balance. Really applies very well to jiu-jitsu, wrestling, even Muay Thai. I got my coffee here. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Let me know how the audio sounds as well. I'm trying out another set of headphones I normally use for working out, but I'm doing it today for the actual microphone. And again, I already got my heart rate up above like 120. We're trying to get to 130, 140. And then I'm going to do, again, 3 minutes of shadow boxing, help drive the heart rate up. But I'm going to be mindful. I'm not going to go too hard on the floors here. So I don't want to absolutely jack up these wood floors. Take good care of them, you know, take care of our space. Got about 10 more seconds. Oh, what's going on, Mac? How we doing? Why, thank you. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Yeah, getting a nice little live pop-up workout. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm testing out the new Bluetooth headphones I don't normally use, but that's our 3 minutes. And now what we're going to do, you know, I love just doing this for a little bit of balance. Now we're going to get 3 minutes of shadow boxing in. Okay, it's a little impromptu, literally in my like home office setup. And again, if you guys want to follow along, you can come back, save this, or just share in the comments if you're checking it out. And if you have any plans for Memorial Day. So we're going to set a timer for about 3 minutes here. I'm going to do some, again, shadow boxing, not too hard. My daughter's literally napping in the other room, so I'm going to try and not wake her up as much as possible. But if you guys have any fun plans, I'd love to hear what you got going on for your Memorial Day. Or if you're like me and you're just kind of treating it like another day, I still got my coaching calls, all that fun stuff. I'm really just adding in an impromptu live stream for my workout today instead of, normally I'd be actually working out with my physical therapist today, but I was like, you know, I'll do it on my own. You take the day off, and then I'll be able to live stream with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to start with is after my warm-up, I'm going into my hip PT program. And again, this is one that, I'll be honest with you guys, you could take some of these movements. I would not just do them without talking to either a trainer, a coach, your doctor, physical therapist, something. But ideally, hopefully you're working out. And this is just helping you with some accountability. But the stuff that I'm doing today can be very impactful. And what I'll actually do is I'll schedule to have Dr. Andy on to be able to discuss what he's doing, my own protocol, why we picked what we did. And the cool thing is, like, I purposely picked Andy because I wanted to be able to have a very adaptable PT program. My big issue a lot of times with physical therapy or doctors is I tend to struggle getting in consistent appointments because of the volatility of my life and kids. So it was really helpful to have Andy to be able to say, all right, cool, like I can evaluate what's going on with your body. We can get in remote work. I can give you a program you can do on your own. And then we'll still meet on a weekly basis or bi-weekly as necessary to make adjustments. That's not for everyone, by the way. I do think for most of us, it's really beneficial to see your physical therapist in person. But again, I've been doing this for decades at this point, so I feel very confident in the ability to know my body, make adjustments, and trusting Andy to help reprogram things. And to be honest with you, we even ran into like re-aggravating one of my injuries. I have 2 rotator cuff tears, so rotator cuff in like both of my shoulders and a labrum tear in my hip. And while we were going through it and advancing one of our phases, I actually re-aggravated my right shoulder, but we were able to adapt. I also recognized that it was one of my original sources of the injury because of what I did. And now we're able to put a program together that is going to help really keep me not only just recovering faster, but injury-free long-term as well. I like to move it, move it. That's a great song. What's up, point? All right, both 3 minutes down on that side. So I'm going to take the weighted vest. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep this weighted vest on, I think, a little bit longer. I haven't worked out with my weighted vest in a while, so I'm gonna keep playing. I like usually to just use it just to warm up. See if we got any questions. Oh, geez, we're chopping off. What's going on? I see you guys in the chat. Hey, how we doing? All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm actually going to do a combination of a tibial internal rotation movement along with a ankle flexion extension kind of movement. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of see what's happening down here with my feet. And this is what we're working on. So I already have my shoes on. Normally I do this barefoot. So what I'm gonna do is I also use a pad on this one. So we're just gonna integrate the pad here. We're gonna elevate my heel a little bit. And then what we're looking to do is, again, we're trying to get that dorsal and plantar flexion. So I'm just going through, and while I'm doing this, so as I'm getting into our plantar flexion, I'm rotating my hips. And as I get into dorsiflexion, I'm going to shift my weight. So we're going to do this. I believe it's 15. It might be 10. It's 10 times, yeah. So the whole goal here is to just warm up my ankle and like get my weight shifting a little bit more into the medial part of my foot. What I also noticed this does too, it helps just loosen up my hips. Because one of the things I think is an interesting principle when it comes to injuries is a rule of thumb I've always appreciated in the corrective exercise space is you look one joint above and one joint below the injury. So if it's your hip, you're going to look at your knee and your back, and even below to your ankle. So for me, I had some issues with my ankles as far as mobility, and also with my knee, the internal rotation of my tibia. So being able to address that has been really helpful. Again, this is like not the super fun stuff. I'd rather be squatting and lunging, but this is like the impactful stuff, the like not so sexy but super high ROI kind of things that I just tend to find really impactful to focus on. And that's why I outsource some of my coaching. Instead of me just writing up all my own stuff and doing all the things that I love, which is great, I find it really impactful to be able to do the things that I also need as well. All right, so we're gonna take like 30 seconds. We're gonna do that a second round. So basically just doing this for 2 rounds. Some of the stuff, again, is not super high intensity. That's why I can do it at a higher volume and more frequent, but it's, again, just really impactful. I already ran today, so it's something you guys can do on your own as well, is if you want to get a really nice, challenging cardiovascular and metabolic demand. I've really been enjoying this VO2 max training. I've been doing it over the last 2 months, and I've taken my actual VO2 max score. Again, this is like using my watch, so it's not perfect. It's like somewhat algorithmic, but it was at about a 40, which was really low for me. Like I just, after really focusing on my muscle composition, my body mass versus my aerobic capacity, my VO2 max was all the way down to 40. Now it's up to 46. So in the last 2 months, I've gone from 40 to 46, which has just been really awesome. And I attribute a lot of that to doing this VO2 max training twice a week, which has been doing 4 minutes, staying in zone 5. So I'm trying to do, 75+% of my max heart rate for 4 minutes, and I'm doing 4 minutes of walking. So I bring my heart rate back down. And that's just been like really, really impactful. One of the things I had to listen to as well is like I was talking to Andy about this, is like I was kind of pushing a little too hard, too fast with my hip, and it started to kind of aggravate my knee, which is why we integrated some of this other stuff so that I can continue to run. I'm just taking out, I was doing hill sprints, and that stuff was just a little too gnarly, I think, on my body. So just pulling it back a little bit, integrating jujitsu, really has been monthly. I've been going to class. Now trying to get more bi-weekly and eventually building it back to weekly jujitsu training, which is probably sounds crazy for a lot of like my lifelong martial artists. And I'm only going like once a month, but just where the season of my life has been at, I've noticed, hey, set realistic goals for what feels accessible versus just forcing something and then judging myself for not being able to do it and just being unkind. So the point is, be kind to yourself. Still have a goal and work towards it. And sometimes, as I talk, you notice I'm going to count my fingers. Old school, but it works. Again, I'm getting my nice plantar and dorsiflexion here. Nice dorsiflexion into plantar extension or plantar flexion. Uh-oh, Hope Bear's up, I think. I hear the sound machine's off. That means Hope Bear's awake. All right, last one. Boom. All right, so now let's see what we got next. Integrating into, ooh, this is a good one. Seated band hamstring curl with tibial internal rotation. That might sound like a bunch of words to you guys, but I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. And it's going to be glorious. So let's check on Baby Hope here. Otherwise, I'm going to use the door anchor. Can I come work out here? I'm just live streaming like right now. But it's easier to use the space. All right, y'all. Baby Hope is awake, so we can come work out here. Let's mosey it on. Come with me, come with me. Come with me, come with me. You get to see the just real life setup right now. And we're gonna do, again, I'm gonna position this so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing with my hamstring curl, as well as with the positioning and the angle, which becomes very important. Okay. So this is where I love having the band set up. The bands are always a clutch anchor point. We can use either a door anchor, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, mine got lost in the sauce, meaning I can't find it. So we're going to just anchor it to the couch. So I'm going to kind of kick it up a level with my black bands, which is about 60 pounds of resistance at the top end.
I'm also going to be pumping milk, so just make sure that angle is good.
Hear that, y'all? Carrie's going to be getting her milk pump on. Don't be creeping on her. So yeah, we're just going to angle this so you guys can kind of, again, see where I'm going into. More or less a hamstring curl. But the key to this hamstring curl is what I'm doing with my foot, which is ultimately going to be creating some internal rotation for my tibia. So notice how my foot's turning in, come out, and I reset. So I turn my foot in. I'm trying to lock my leg in place, turn my foot in, and get a nice curl. So I'm getting my medial hamstring to fire up. I'm also getting that tibia to fire up a little bit more. 2, or I should say anterior tibialis. 3, 4. I believe we're going 10 to 15. 5, 6, 8. Let me just double check actually if we got 10 or 15. That's why I love having the app with it. Oh, we're doing as many as I can. Let's check the chat here a little bit. Doesn't look like we have any questions. 12. Hello, Misha. Misha, do you want to show them your new Chewy toy? One more time. All right, now we're going to switch those legs. Again, I'm internally rotating for my tibial. 1 for my tibial. 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and boom. So now this is what it was building up to. What's going on, Dina? I see you. Hey. So now we're going to go into a single leg elevated bridge. Let's see how we doing. Again, if you guys got questions, let me know in the chat. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to use a little transformer table here for my single leg bridge. This is where I'm going to take off my weighted vest, because having this weighted vest on the ground is never the move I've learned. It's just not where we want it. Maybe Hobie Bear will have some fun with it. Ooh. All right, let's walk through what we're doing here, y'all. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm doing a single leg bridge, but I'm simultaneously going to be pinching this rehab pad. You can use a block or yoga block, whatever works for you. Again, because it's a single leg, I'm focusing on my elevated leg is going to be doing some internal rotation, and then the opposite leg is going to be doing the stabilizing. So we're going to start with my left foot down, my right foot's up. And again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to internally rotate it from my tibia and then driving it up and keeping that. And yeah, I can really feel hamstrings kicking on this one. This is more for the hamstrings, still the glutes, but hamstrings should be working a lot more. Boom. All right, so now again, we're switching, driving with that one. The whole point is that internal rotation for the tibial dynamic and drive. Going to 15. Wow. 19. So we're going to rest about 30 to 60 seconds. And we're going to hit it again, y'all. Ooh. Set our timer. Boom. Yeah, we got 30 seconds, Hope Air. 30 seconds, Misha. All right, let's see if we got any questions. All right. All right, number 2, y'all. Let's get it. Also, again, tomorrow, I've got my normal office hours. We'll be live streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be having for the day our barbecue cookbook ebook. It's going to be absolutely free on Amazon, the Kindle edition, 28-day reset, our slow cooker. All these are going to be free just for the day tomorrow. So you guys can hop on either on the live stream, jump on Amazon. I'll have it linked up. You got the link in the description as well. Basically, just go to the Amazon shop and voila, I'm hooking you guys up, especially heading into summertime. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, is how to have a sustainable lifestyle throughout the summertime. What does that look like? What do we want to adjust? What factors, what systems are we running? That being said, let's go round number 2. Hope Air. What you doing, bubbies? You got your Magic Mind? Dude, it's hilarious. My youngest daughter, Hope, loves Magic Mind. Just the bottles. Thank you. Magic Mind had sponsored our health retreat. Oh, Misha. This is Misha, guys. Look, she's doing so much better. She broke her leg a couple months ago. And look at this bad boy. That leg is healing. All right. That's enough, Misha. I'm not trying to invite all that. All right, after the superset, Carrie's going to be pumping milk, so I'm going to probably end the live stream. So hopefully this was enjoyable, add some value for you guys, gave you some either motivation or some accountability. Save it if you want to circle back to that. Make sure you're tuning in tomorrow for the live stream as well in the office hours. Right, Hope Air? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hope Air, you want me to make my noises? Hope Air always likes it when I make funny noises when I'm working out. Right, Hope? Ah! Ah! You like that? Ah! Ah! You think that's funny? One more. Don't you do it. Boom. All right, there's our 15 Hope Air. That's 2 sets. Now we get to go into the next protocol. All right, that's going to do it for this section, at least, of my hip PT. Now I'm going to go into the rest of it, work some stuff. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope it's got some value. Happy Memorial Day. I'll again be back with my normal office hours live stream tomorrow, Tuesday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here every week. And I'm lining up guests for June. Dr. Mack, actually, who jumped in before in the comments, is going to join us for one of those. We'll have a couple of other guests lined up for the rest of the summer. And then it's going to kick off. September is LOS 15-year anniversary. So we're going to be doing a huge transformation giveaway. We're going to be giving away $3,000. Well, actually, it's going to be closer to $5,000 worth of coaching credits, gift cards, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So got about $5,000 on the line for all of our giveaways through LOF. And stay tuned for what we're going to be doing and how you can participate. But that being said, it's pretty much going to wrap it up here. I just wanted to hop in for like 30 minutes, do our live stream, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces, everybody. Later. Oh, as I almost dropped my laptop. Good save. It's the dad skills right there. Dad skills. Boom.